various locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the 40th anniversary season of the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing, co-hosts Brian Schmidt, PJ Noodleman, and producer Dangerous Dan Margetta. Call the show anytime at 414-421-7901. And now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
Hello there. Welcome to LTN. Great to have you here on the Big 920. We are joined, when it says various locations, that's pretty much what it means. We're split into like two teams today. We've got the Slinger team, myself and Dan Margetta, and we have the Milwaukee Mile team, which includes Brian and PJ are both in the media center at the Milwaukee Mile where, first of all, welcome, gang. I understand it's raining at Milwaukee like it is the rest of the area right now.
Good morning. Yeah, it is. But as if you take a look at the radar, it should be moving out of here shortly. So get track drying underway, and I believe everything should be pretty much on schedule. Qualifying may be delayed, or heck, if it's canceled, it could even be more of an interesting event, right?
That is true. I sat in the drivers' meeting, and they said that if qualifying cannot be completed or can't even get in, they're going to end up lining up by owners' points, which would put the favorite of Ty Majeski a little deeper in that field. Not sure that would make a huge difference, but hey, it could be a better show.
Well, it could actually pass some cars this time. He has had just an unbelievable season in Wisconsin, which we'll get to later, but kind of good news, bad news for Ty this year. And the good news is, oh my God, is he dominating the state of Wisconsin. But our neighbor state, idiots out wandering around, that's one you came up with, Dan. I'm not sure if that's what Iowa actually stands for, but that's where we're racing today. About it's going to be a night race out there, too, interestingly enough. The green will be tonight at 6:05. It'll be televised on USA. And Kyle Larson is on the pole for the first ever Cup race at the Corn Track, 136.458 miles per hour. And there's a lot we don't know about the track. I guess part of it is were they complaining about the weather? The winter weather is what caused them to not be able to get to repaving the track, so they only did some certain areas of it. There's some pretty lame excuses flying around out there, aren't there?
Well, they paved part of it, and I think, Iowa's hot, and the reason the race is at night tonight is because Iowa gets really hot this time of year, but still running at 6 o'clock, I think you're still going to have some pretty good temperature, and the way the weekend's been going with the pavement part that they did do, there might be a tire issue. That didn't show up in the tire test. I'm not sure if the weather changed that drastically from when they did the test. Also, right, Brian, to pave a whole track, you kind of need a lot of time to let it sit, and we didn't have a whole lot of it this year in Iowa.
Right. And so the big concern was when they repaved that track that it was going to be a one-groove deal and you weren't going to be able to pass. But so far, the ARCA race and the Xfinity race have proved that not to be the case. The only difference is the cars aren't running right against the wall, but there's still multiple grooves out there, and the racing has been pretty good, but the tires are the big thing. And I don't even know if it's so much a Goodyear issue. It's the teams running such low air pressure on there that's what's causing the tire failures. So, teams are trying to push the envelope like they always are, and Goodyear told them this is what you got to do, and they haven't been doing it. So hopefully the Cup guys learn from that, and we don't have a bunch of big wrecks tonight, because some of those wrecks look pretty nasty.
Low air pressure in Camber, too.
Yes, Camber, too, yep.
Right after practice started, we got guys smacking the wall and hard going to backup cars. I'm a little – I guess I'm surprised because they just came off a tire test. Is this the exact same tire that they tested, or is this one that was left over from North Wilkesboro?
No, I believe it was, and everything – during the tire test, Goodyear sets the tire and what you're supposed to do. So they set the camber, they set the air pressures, they tell the teams this is what you're going to do, and that's what you run it. So now these teams are doing their own deal, and that's what's causing the issues from everything that I've heard.
Interesting.
It's I think it's the same tire they had at Wilkesboro, but if we're looking at a situation like we had in Bristol, then it's kind of so you can manage your tires. It's kind of a little bit old school there as far as guys that can manage a race and manage their tires and make them last. Kind of, his way, my way. Now buy me some dinner at the local joint kind of deal.
They have 10 sets of tires today, and it's a 350-lap race with brakes at lap 70 and 210. It sounds like they're going to have enough tires, but it depends also on how bad they wear, and I'm not sure we really know. Like they mentioned, there have been a couple of races already. The Xfinity Series ran yesterday. Sam Mayer, how about that, the first time at this track? Outlasts Riley Herbst, who was pretty mad about something. We ever figure out what he was so pissed off about?
He didn't win the race.
Yeah, something early in the race. It wasn't the last couple laps. He said when he finally talked to him, he said it was something that happened earlier. So I don't know if they raced each other hard or what. I didn't see it, and nobody really could tell where it was. Mick Bryan said he was just mad he finished second.
The Ishes were first and second in ARCA, Zilish and Sawalish. Connor wins. The Ish brothers, I kind of like that. And so Connor Zilish wins again. He's quite the young talent. He's 17, isn't he?
Yeah, and Chevrolet is taking it to Toyota in the ARCA series because ARCA has been dominated by Toyota for many, many years. And this is the team that Luke Fenhaus drove for last year. It kind of started turning the corner, and they started winning some races. And now they're just – it doesn't matter who drives that car. That car has been good. And it's kind of cool to see someone other than the almighty Toyota winning in that series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that a fact? It is Father's Day weekend, and of course, we'd like to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. It's our day today, and that's pretty cool. And all of you, I am sure, would like to pass along the same sentiments.
Yes, absolutely. Happy Father's Day.
There you go. Just threw it out there.
We'll be gathering after this is over here. I'll be gathering with my father when this is over.
Are you gathering with him at the Milwaukee Mile?
No, he is not coming to this one today. He'll probably be coming to the ones later on this year.
All right. Well, it's a big day racing wise. First of all, I understand that it's raining in parts of Milwaukee County right now. It's scheduled to be completely gone by the time this program is over. And it's a big day because not only are they racing at the Milwaukee Mile today but we're going to Slinger Speedway tonight. It's a full day of racing action with the super late models. And, see, like the old days, Trickle used to do both races. Remember those days when he'd go from one track to the other and win twice a day? Boy, that were the good old days, weren't they? Well, there are a handful of guys. I know that there are a couple guys that are going to be doing both. I just don't know how many. So
Grant Greasebox in the truck race at the mile, and he's got a super late parked at Slinger.
There you go. And so he's and I'm sure that everything is undercover up there right now because after the showers are moving out, and we'll be good to go. So we're glad you took a little time to be with us here on Father's Day as we're getting ready to race both at the Milwaukee Mile and at Slinger Speedway tonight. It is this week turned out to be pretty important because we finally took care of the big rumor, which we'll talk more about after the break. But Martin Truex, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, announced that he was going to retire. Great career, wonderful, great guy, didn't ruffle feathers, wasn't a controversial guy, took a while to get going, easy to root for, cool guy, never got married. I don't know what the hell that has to do with anything, but he kind of kept his career first. And now that he's going to be 44 years old pretty shortly, we'll see if any of that changes. The questions around it have to do with what might be presented as his replacement, and we will talk about the different possibilities of who's going to get the 19 car. What is that going to mean? Where are the dominoes going to drop when we get this whole thing figured out? We're at multiple locations as usual, but Ryan and PJ at the Milwaukee Mile, and the rest of us will come right back after this.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs, all backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
The place to be this Saturday night is the Fair Park in Plymouth. The Badger Midgets return to challenge the 3rd Mile High Banked Oval. Joining these daredevils will be the Plymouth Dirt Track Racing MSA Sprint Cars, the Grand Nationals, and the B-Mods. This week, B-Mod drivers will be introduced on track. Gates open at 4:30, opening ceremonies at 6. And next week, the Soybert Calf Ranches Super 6 Late Model Series continues. We'll see you there.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
How you doing out there? Summerfest 2024. 9 days of live music featuring over 600 artists. Get the latest lineups, food and beverage experiences, and more at summerfest.com.
Welcome back. Yeah, we knew Truex was on his way out. He's not getting any younger, and I'm not real sure it's fun for him as it was at one time. Like he said, for all these years, he has never missed anywhere he's ever had to be. He was always on time, and he's just kind of tired of having to toe the line and do as many things as drivers are required to do. Seems like it would be a lifestyle that, sounds kind of romantic and fun and things to do. And then you get to drive a fast race car on Sundays. And, I don't feel real sorry for drivers. On the other hand, we've seen both sides of it where, guys tell us, yeah, it's a pretty consuming lifestyle. It's what you do. And that's pretty much it. If you have any personal life whatsoever, it's an afterthought. And, that's got to get kind of old after a while. So good for Truex. In the meantime, the real key is Bass Pro Shops. Where are they going to go? But if anybody saw the press conference or anything having to do with the press conference, Joe Gibbs was there. Very little about how great Martin Truex is, more about how wonderful it has been to be with Bass Pro Shops, because we're going to need them to stick around or it's going to be a kick in the shorts to Joe Gibbs Racing. And let's do any and everything we can to keep Bass Pro Shops on board, especially since there already have been rumors of where they might be headed, one of them being Richard Childress Racing. They've been around to a couple different teams, though, Dan, over the past few years, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and that's kind of one of the things going on. But I guess Brian's got a guest with him right there at the moment.
Yes, we do. We just had to step up to here as
okay.
Bob Sargent has joined us here. And Bob, looks like another big weekend here at the Milwaukee Mile, and a couple of them coming up. And hopefully the weather's going to cooperate here, and it looks like it should.
Yeah, we had a little brief shower this morning. It looks like it's clearing up now, so we'll get the track drawing process underway, and then we'll get all the race cars out there for a brief practice, and we'll start our main events here pretty much on time. So all the race fans want to know that we just had a brief delay of some practice this morning, but race time should stay on schedule. A lot of race cars here, and a really good day coming up with the Father's Day 100 for our Stars late models. And you're right, we look forward to coming to the Milwaukee Mile every year. This is a great event for these guys, and then we come back in late August, the end of August, for our NASCAR truck race in ARCA.
Are you feeling like qualifying will be able to take place for the Stars Tour, or are you going to have to go to an alternate plan?
Yeah, we have an alternate plan depending on drying situations out there, how quick we can get the track dried. So we'll either have a plan A or plan B for the how we set the races. But they practiced all day yesterday, so they've got all that pretty well, their cars dialed in. And if we can get qualifications in a timely manner, we will, according to safety on the drying the track.
And if you don't, it's my understanding you're going to line up by owner's points, so that'll make it interesting with Majeski buried a little deeper in the field.
Correct. We'll line up with owner's points. The other divisions will do the same. So we're all set with that scenario if that's what happens.
Cool.
You realize it's going to be hot today, right, Bob? I mean, it's beer drinking weather today.
It's going to be warm today, Todd was saying. Expecting some good beer sales, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's going to warm up. Guys are talking about 90. So, again, the brief shower came through here this morning. It's going to be a great day, Father's Day. Be a sunshine and bring your fathers out, or the fathers bring the kids and the whole family out and enjoy a day in Milwaukee Mile.
I think it's really cool that a lot of the drivers here actually have their dads involved with the racing. I think that's what makes this whole weekend extra special.
Yeah, that's kind of why we set this on the Father's Day weekend. Racing in general is like that. It's very generational. A lot of hand down from grandfathers to fathers to sons, and it's really neat to watch that. And again, the whole family gets involved. Again, the other side, grandma, mom. It's really a family affair.
Then we look forward to August with the big truck ARCA doubleheader again. How are things looking on that? And people excited about that one coming up in the end of August?
Yeah, we're just glad to bring the NASCAR trucks back with the ARCA series August. It's the playoffs for them, and Ty Majeski being a local Wisconsin guy and probably be in the playoffs, and all the ARCA teams that'll be here too. So a doubleheader that weekend. Things are looking really good. We had a great crowd last year and hoping to repeat that.
I know you're working on next year's schedule for the Stars Tour. Do you see Milwaukee on that schedule again?
Yeah, we're in the middle of the 25 schedule right now trying to figure all that. So we raced Madison Friday night, and we came here for today's. So it was a kind of a doubleheader weekend, and seeing how the racers like that, and if that fits our schedule just right. But yes, the Milwaukee Mile is definitely on our list of being one of the premier facilities in the country.
The same thing goes with the Truck Series. It was announced this week that the IndyCar date was kind of scooted over a little bit. Now NASCAR is always a little bit slower in getting their schedule out. Is that something you guys are working on too to try to get that to fit in?
Oh yeah, every day. We've been working with IndyCar and their need to move that date. So we're looking for the proper date for 25. And I think the NASCAR National Series schedules will be out in July. So we'll know pretty quick where we're going to fit in that.
All right, and before we let you go, I guess let people know how they can get tickets for today and for come August.
Yeah, just go to the Milwaukee State Fair website. They can always go to trackenterprises.com to get more information. Or, we're still doing a lot of things old school. You can always call our phone office in Illinois to get information. But again, the fairgrounds website's got our tickets on sale for both today and in August. Or today, there's plenty of tickets available. You can just come on out and walk up to the gate.
Awesome. Thanks, Bob, for being with us, and hopefully maybe we'll catch up with you one more time yet before the truck race come August.
That'd be great.
All right,
Thank you.
That's pretty cool. Bob Sargent, there's a guy that really wants racing to work at the Milwaukee Mile and has done more than anybody else to get it on its feet. And be nice to get some support there too. It looks bad. I mean, you'd think, oh, geez, look what he's waking up to. But it's supposed to be hot and humid this afternoon. Good racing weather, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, I remember sitting here plenty of times in the nice warm weather. Way back when there was the covered grandstand, that was like sitting in a barn hayloft. Sometimes you'd sweat up there. So yeah. Good times though.
Probably some carburetor jetting going to be taking place here, switching things up maybe.
Interesting. That's our link to the technical side. PJ, having a close personal relationship with one of the crew chiefs. That's awesome. I like that. Keep us up on it. We started to talk about Martin Truex's announcement this week, and the real key being Bass Pro Shops. They've been around the sport. They have spent time on the number 3 car in the past, and there is some mentality out there that they're possibly going to be going back to Childress Racing. Dan?
Well, and I think they've also done some work with Noah Gregson as well, so he may figure into that also. trouble with Childress is right now you don't have a seat. You need to have the third car. A 33 car runs part-time here and there, but if you're going to do something like that, you probably need a charter. So another one of the guys that's in the running for all those charters that are become available once Stuart Haas folds at the end of this year. So we'll see where that goes. And the talk was Bass Pro Shops may have something with Gregson to find somewhere. Where that is, we'll find out.
We'll talk more about it after we take this break. Then there's some interesting curveballs being thrown in there. We'll be right back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit BonafideSafe.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
Get ready for the return of IndyCar to the Milwaukee Mile.
The NTT IndyCar Series returns to Milwaukee August 30th through September 1st for the Hy-Vee Milwaukee Mile 250s weekend.
Don't miss the first IndyCar event at the historic 1 Mile Oval since 2015, featuring an NTT IndyCar Series doubleheader with races on both Saturday and Sunday. Check out the free fan fun zone with live music, great food, and family fun all weekend long.
Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com and join us for a Labor Day weekend celebration at the Hy-Vee Milwaukee Mile 250s.
Love it. Embrace it. Right now. The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
I'm still trying to figure it out. An agreement between the NCAA and all 5 of the power conferences. Pat Forty from Yahoo Sports. What's it mean?
What it basically means is that schools can actually pay athletes. That's the new dynamic here, as opposed to trying to farm it out to a collective.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Weekday mornings, 8 to 11 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back. So Bass Pro Shops. All right. So they've got this history with Gregson, but they also have a history with Childress, and they actually have a history with Josh Berry too. Since nothing is figured out yet, what the common denominator here is we got to get somebody figured out to go to that 19 car, and there are a couple of names that have been thrown out there. Gregson going there. You'd think that would be the slam dunk system, maybe take steal Gregson away from Jimmy Johnson's team there and put him over at Joe Gibbs Racing. But there's a history of hatred there with Ty Gibbs and Gregson. Will that actually make a difference when you're talking about multi-million-dollar sponsors and a spoiled young driver? Could it be possible?
I think the power of the money is going to be the deciding factor there. And if Gregson brings money and they can keep that Bass Pro Shops, I don't think the tiff between the boys is going to matter.
Yeah, I heard everybody saying the top candidate there is Chase Briscoe to take that car, which is kind of odd because he's a Ford guy, and he's been a Ford guy for a long time with a lot of backing from Ford. And another Ford guy to jump ship to a Toyota would be kind of a big deal.
Another slap in the...
Go ahead.
Well, it's just I really did. We talked about this earlier before we went on the air. I feel like Ford is still just trying to get their footing and foundation reestablished, and I kind of feel like they're going to put more of their resources into the Roush Fenway Keselowski deal because that's kind of the biggest rising star at this moment. I know that Front Row also's got some stuff starting to develop for them, but I think they need to get the end destination built up well before the pipeline can get into place.
Makes sense for sure. But you look at the Ford, besides and it's finally that Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing is doing something. We have to look at the other side of the coin. There's Front Row, which right now is 2 charters, and they're looking at 3, Dan?
Well, they said they're going to have 3. There's going to be 3 by when this is all said and done. They got 2 now. They're going to get one of the Stewart-Haas ones. But then don't forget about Penske. Everybody kind of forgets about them this year. They're a little quiet. They're the defending champs, and they got a pretty team there.
We got the Wood brothers there. That's the only charter that would be available. And the question would come up then, if you had a choice of driving the Wood brothers car, the 21 car, or Joe Gibbs 19. Now, we like the fact that he's a Ford guy and would probably try to stay true to Ford. But what a coup it would be if Toyota were able to steal one of Ford's guys again and go over there, which has happened more than once. What do you suppose is best for Briscoe? It seems to me he would want to jump ship if he had the opportunity.
I think so. I think right now your top powerhouse rides of teams are Hendrick and Gibbs. I mean, if you got an opportunity to get one of those cars, I think you take it.
Well, there's other rumors going around. The charters they're not spoken for yet. They're not paid for, or at least agreed to be paid for. Just the one has been gone. One of the rumors I saw, maybe it was just something I read, was that Haas might want to keep one charter. Would you want to have a 1-car team, and just so you could keep Joe Custer's kid in a ride? Does that make any sense at all?
Not really, and I thought that talk was more so for the Xfinity teams, because they don't know what they're going to do. There's three Cup teams over there, or 4 Cup teams over there, and 2 Xfinity cars. What happens when that shuts down? I think there was talk that somebody else might come in there and run that stuff. Maybe Haas to throw his backing behind that kind of deal.
Yeah, I would say the word is unlikely that scenario would show. And who else? Does Cole Custer only have his rides because Dad is in charge of Stewart-Haas Racing? It's hard to say. The kid has certainly shown that he has some talent. Is it enough to? I mean, he won a Cup race for goodness sake. But is it enough to keep him around? I'm guessing.
Here's kind of how it shakes out. Right now, it looks like there's 3 charters available for sure, because one of the Stewart-Haas ones is going to Front Row. So, and here's teams that are looking for a charter. Childress for that 33 car, maybe. RFK with Roush Fenway Keselowski for that 60 car, maybe. 2311 says they're going to have a 3rd car. They need a charter for that. Trackhouse they've got 2 drivers, and they got 4 drivers and 2 charters right now. They got to do something with Zane Smith and Shane Van Gisbergen, and either move one to another team or get a charter. So right now you're looking at 5. You can throw Legacy on there too with Jimmy Johnson's team. There's say 5-6 cars looking for charters, and only 3 right now are available. And you got a lot of guys. There's
so much that goes into it, because of course the charter agreement expires at the end of this year. NASCAR's latest offer has frustrated the car owners even further. NASCAR came out and said, we can't make these charters permanent because it's all dependent on what our TV contracts are. That might be the case. I mean, it's pretty obvious that's going to have a lot to do with it. But, there's no permanence. They've offered 7 years with a 7-year, what would you call it, Dan?
Option type deal.
Option at the end. So a total of 14. But is that really enough to want to spend the kind of money that they're spending on these things? By the way, they also said they would be open to selling them to investment groups. I thought they've already done that, didn't they?
I think they were going to tweak the rules on selling them to investment groups, because you really don't want everybody to sell to an investment group and have the investment groups just pull a rug out from under you and you got nothing left. I think they're going to put some kind of language in there so if you sell to an investment group, they don't have complete control over
it. What a mess. And it all still boils down to the percentages of what the teams want to get out of the TV contract and what the tracks get and what NASCAR gets. It seems like NASCAR doesn't need to get 10% of that whole thing, really. I don't know.
Here's a quick rundown of drivers that are looking for next year. Briscoe, we don't know what he's going to do. Maybe the 19. Josh Perry's out there. Custer, does he move up? Ryan Priest, what happens to him? Corey Heim, he's ready to go for Toyota. Shane Van Gisbergen, Zane Smith, Noah Gregson, and Riley Herbst. And here's the charter cars that already have a charter that are pretty much open. The 19 is the big one. Then we got two from front row, the 34 and probably the 36 are the number they give their third charter. The 21, is it open? People say it might be. How about Colleague, the 16 and the 31? No one said much about them. That 16 car's got multiple drivers this year. Do they find a permanent one there? And even Rick Ware Racing, they got two cars there, the 15 and the 51. They're not as big of a back marker as they used to be. So, I mean, those are the rides that are out there with the drivers that are looking, and it's just how the puzzle pieces fit, I guess.
It depends how you want to divvy up what you get in return for owning a charter and how much you can afford to spend on your program and your drivers. We'll be back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
It's a Father's Day weekend doubleheader of ASA Stars National Tour Racing. Friday night and Sunday afternoon, June 14th and 16th. Friday night, June 14th, Stars of ASA return to Madison International Speedway for a great start to the weekend. Then on Sunday afternoon, June 16th, the best Super Late Model drivers roar into the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park for the Father's Day 100. Tickets and more info at starsnationaltour.com. Take Dad to the races. Friday, June 14th in Madison and Sunday, June 16th at the Milwaukee Mile.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
This is The Herd.
Wow, 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 wow.
With Colin Cowherd.
Justin Jefferson, Minnesota has signed with the Vikings. It feels a little bit like an NBA contract. They have a rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, in an offensive division. J.J. McCarthy's going to need help, and Justin Jefferson attracts double coverage, makes you roll the coverage over.
This is The Herd.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
IndyCar gets things that happen at IndyCar might have a little bit of a wave effect over what happens in NASCAR. Fox, who has had the first half of the NASCAR season for the last several years, has successfully wrestled IndyCar away from NBC. And there's all kinds of little nuances that might come along with that. I've already been blown away. Only 5 NASCAR races are going to be actually on Fox next year. Brian, the whole thing seems like it's getting turned upside down. This sounds like something from the past.
It's very interesting. I mean, if you go back to like the late 80s and early 90s, that's what it was. IndyCar was the mainstay on ABC all the time, and you had to search around to find the NASCAR. And now it's kind of went that way. And it was a bidding war. Fox wanted the Indy 500 because they're losing the 600. So in order to do that, they had to keep promising more and more races on national TV to the point now where it became all of them are going to be on national TV. So if you're NASCAR, you got to be saying, hey, wait a minute here now. We just signed an agreement with you guys. However, they didn't stipulate where their races were going to be on, and IndyCar did. So brilliant move by IndyCar to get themselves in that position, and then also to get some of their preliminary stuff back on TV as well. For the last couple of years now, if to watch any practice or qualifying for IndyCar, you had to go to Peacock to do that. Well, Fox is going to use their FS1 networks to have qualifying and practice back on there. So IndyCar, I'd say that was a brilliant move what they just did, and they kind of won up NASCAR a little bit on this, I would say.
Does Fox not have the Daytona 500, the Indy 500? Do they have the Super Bowl too?
That rotates every couple of years. Yeah. So who had it this past year? It was CBS, right?
CBS, I think, yeah.
So yeah, they're going to be up for it pretty soon.
Having races on FS1 seems like a much, much better thing for your average consumer than having to go and pay for Peacock to watch it. You still have to pay for FS1, but you don't have to buy that whole package just to get a race. And have they talked about what their plan is? I mean, we've heard some rumors in the past, but how much of it is actually going to be on Peacock?
Well, Peacock's NBC. That's a different deal. Fox has just got FS1 and Fox. NBC had Peacock, they had USA, and they have NBC. They have to put them all on.
Yeah, but they're going to go head to head. Yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously Peacock is the streaming, but with FS1 being available on cable and Peacock not, I don't know.
Some races, are there any races going to be, we have like maybe IndyCar on Fox, Big Fox, and then NASCAR on FS1 at the same time? I don't know if they're going to, or are they going to work their schedule out together where they won't conflict like that?
Well, IndyCar's schedule is already out. And interestingly enough, if you looked at it, next year, IndyCar season is going to end Labor Day weekend. So part of their deal with Fox is they're ending before football starts. So that helps as well. That's how you can guarantee them all on there, because the NFL season starts the week after Labor Day. Your IndyCar season is going to be all done. That's why the second to the last race next year is here at Milwaukee. It's only one race, and then their championship is going to be on Labor Day weekend. I think it's Nashville again, right?
Their season starts in like March, so it won't be much of a conflict there. It's only going to be like maybe April and May 500.
Yep, that's going to be it. So again, great move by IndyCar to get their product out there, and they've seemed to be really bullish in this whole market the last couple of years, is pushing their product out with the show they had. They had that show on the CW this year, 100 Days to Indy, that had pretty good ratings for people watching it. So they're doing a heck of a job of pushing their product out. Something NASCAR's got to be careful, because you don't want history to repeat itself.
Fox, by the way, did they announced that their schedule for the first half of the year was up. The viewership was up, and it's been a while. It's been a kind of a spiral over the last couple of years, but it's finally turned the corner and going the other way. Now, all of a sudden, you got to look behind you, because IndyCar might be knocking on the door to pass NASCAR in ratings.
Well, and it's so interesting to see that happen this week, because the trend has been everybody is going to streaming. That's all you see. You're going to do streaming. Well, now you have a series coming along saying, no, we want to be on the big networks all the time. And that's what IndyCar just did. So you're going to have your market people out there thinking, well, which is the way to do it now? Because everybody was going that way, and now all of a sudden we just swung the pendulum back, and you got a series that says, no, we want all our stuff on over-the-air national TV.
And they're smart in doing that, because if you do something different than what everybody else does, you end up gathering more attention.
Exactly.
There you go.
Ratings, those Fox ratings being up, the big thing about that, they would have been really, really up if we would have had a Daytona 500 that didn't run on Monday night. I mean, they think about they're up overall for a big drop in February to start the thing off.
Yeah, starting the race a lap down already. In case you're wondering what the next year's schedule looks like, Iowa has already sent out ticket renewals for next year. So it's not going to be a one-off kind of a thing. They're going to be back. We know that. I was trying to remember before the program we were talking about, did this really replace the Kentucky race overall? But no, Brian, you made it pretty easy for me. It wasn't the Kentucky race at all.
No, their spot took California. If you remember last year, we did run at California yet, and then they were supposed to rip it up, and that was an ISC track. So it's not, it's their date, but not their date, because everything just shifted up. So instead of going to California after the 500, we went to Atlanta, and then we did the West Coast swing. Atlanta always was a lot farther on down the line. So basically, you just kind of hopscotched everything till you got to this point where they plopped Iowa into this date. So
I think Iowa because they were looking at Montreal, I think, for road course and that kind of stuff. Just then Iowa fell in their plate and they put it here. And now, just like with Road America, and it came to a new place, people in this part of the country love racing. They're going to pack it, and they're going to probably have a date next year.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be full. Now, remember, it only holds 30,000 people. Right here at the Milwaukee Mile, this place holds more than Iowa, believe it or not. But sometimes, less is more. So you're making it a tough ticket. These tickets really never went on sale to the public. I mean, I looked after they announced the date just to see if it was something we could go to, and there were no tickets available ever. somehow they sold them to those people around there, and whoever gobbled them all up. You could buy them on the second market, but they never really released public sales for tickets. They're all gone that quickly.
USA gets the race today, the first under NBC's banner. It's a night race on a Sunday. The green flag is at 6:05 tonight, and you have to have USA to see it on one of your cable or satellite networks. We'll be back.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
The place to be this Saturday night is the Fair Park in Plymouth. The Badger Midgets return to challenge the 3rd Mile High Banked Oval. Joining these daredevils will be the Plymouth Dirt Track Racing MSA Sprint Cars, the Grand Nationals, and the B-Mods. This week, B-Mod drivers will be introduced on track. Gates open at 4:30, opening ceremonies at 6. And next week, the Soybert Calf Ranches Super 6 Late Model Series continues. We'll see you there.
Get ready for the return of IndyCar to the Milwaukee Mile.
The NTT IndyCar Series returns to Milwaukee August 30th through September 1st for the Hy-Vee Milwaukee Mile 250s weekend.
Don't miss the first IndyCar event at the historic 1 Mile Oval since 2015, featuring an NTT IndyCar Series doubleheader with races on both Saturday and Sunday. Check out the free fan fun zone with live music, great food, and family fun all weekend long.
Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com and join us for a Labor Day weekend celebration at the Hy-Vee Milwaukee Mile 250s.
Love it. Embrace it. Right now.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
So Justin Jefferson is in the books there. 4 years, $140 million for the Vikings. Jamar Chase is probably happy as well. He's like, wait, what did he get? He got one? He got the bag. He got 140. Whoa. CD Lamb.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Weekday mornings, 8 to 11 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
A busy week of dirt track racing up here in eastern Wisconsin as what we call modified week was here. Not really an official thing, but it's kind of turned into it. We'll start last Sunday up at Luxembourg, the prelude to the Clash, 3,000 to win for the IMCA Modifieds, and Cole Sarneski was your winner. The IMCA stock cars were there as well. Hot Rod Snellenberger, who seems to be making an appearance again, got the win. Yes, resurgence. 145 cars in 3 divisions last Sunday up at Luxembourg. Amazing. Then we moved to Tuesday night, Francis Crick, Wisconsin, the 141 Speedway, night number 1 of the Clash at the Creek. This year it was 2 $10,000 to win features each night. So on Tuesday night, Tim Ward grabbed the $10,000. The stock cars were there as well. Benji Lacrosse got the win. Also Tuesday night in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania at the Grandview Speedway, the Amsoil National Sprint Cars were there. Briggs Danner was your winner. And also Tuesday night, Eagle, Nebraska, the High Limit Sprint Car Series, $50,000 to win on a Tuesday night. Wow. Kyle Larson showed up, and Kyle Larson took home the money.
Nice.
Wednesday night, I went up to Francis Crick for night number 2 of the Clash at the Creek, another $10,000 on the line, and Benji Lacrosse grabbed the big money, and what a show that was. It went 50 laps, green to checkered. Benji started 12th, and by lap 23, he was battling for the lead. That car was absolutely on a rail. Something I haven't seen something that dominant in a long time. But
quite a driver, too.
Yes, he is. He is talented as can be. And it's not the last time we're going to say his name this week either. Just a teaser. In the IMCA stock cars, Eric Malik was your winner. Down in Peoria, Illinois, the UMP Summer Nationals kicked off their month-long 5,000 to win. Tyler Erb grabbed the win there. Thursday night, New Richmond, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway, night number 1 of the Masters. 3,000 win for the late models went to Sammy Mars. That's Jimmy Mars' young son. USMTS Modifieds went to Jake Tim, and the USRA Limited late models went to Charlie Olson. Friday night at Chilton in Gravity Park, Marcus Hopner was your winner in the Modifieds. Grand Nationals went to Maverick Rue, and the stock cars was Chris Lowenhagen. Beaver Dam for the IMCA Modifieds. Twin 25s, 3,000 to win each night. Friday night, the winner was Kyle Strickler from North Carolina. He made the tow up here, made it worth his while. Grand Nationals were also there. Todd Asherin was your winner. Up at Seymour, the Outagamie Speedway Friday night for the IMCA Modifieds, Johnny Whitman grabbed the win. The stock cars went to Nick Bakarma. Up at Superior, the Gondik Law Speedway and the Wissota Modifieds were the headliner. Jack Revoid was your winner. Down in Darlington's Lafayette County Speedway, the Limited Lates, DJ Sweet was your winner. Modifieds went to Jeff Larson. Out at Jim Falls, Eagle Valley Speedway, the USRA Limited Late Models went to Jared Curtin, and the Modifieds was Michael Truscott. Night number 2 at New Richmond Cedar Lake Speedway for the Masters, 5,000 win for the late models. Dustin Sorensen was your winner, and the USMTS Modifieds went to Rodney Sanders. USRA Limited Lates, Matt Larson. Summer Nationals, after a rain out on Thursday, got going again Granite City, Illinois, Friday night. Tyler Erb made it 2 for 2 in the Summer Nationals. Maryville, Tennessee, the Smoky Mountain Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Mountain Moonshine Classic. 10,000 win. Ricky Thornton Jr. was your winner. And in Knoxville, Iowa, Friday night for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, David Gravel got the win. Last night at Plymouth in the MSA 360s, Ben Schmidt grabbed the win. Grand Nationals went to Steven Weber. Up in Sturgeon Bay, the Hill Raceway had a special Saturday night event. Grand Nationals made an appearance. Mike King was your winner. Stock cars went to Scott Reinhardt. Beaver Dam, night number 2 of their 3,000 to win twin 25s. And I said Benji wasn't done winning money. He wasn't. He took home the $3,000 last night in pretty dominating fashion as well at Beaver Dam, picking up the win there. And he doesn't race there real often. You probably count on one hand how many times Benji has been to Beaver Dam. So it's pretty impressive to show up and pretty much kick their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Beaver Dam also, stock cars were there. Kenny Richards grabbed the win. Last night down at Wilmot, the IRA sprint cars were there. Mike Reinke grabbed a win. That's his first win in, I believe, 3 years in the IRA sprint cars. So congratulations to him. The winless sprints were there. Tim Cox was your winner. Fairbury for the UMP Summer Nationals. Tyler Erb made it 3 for 3 on the Summer Nationals, grabbing the win there last night. Knoxville for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, Corey Day in a thrilling race, grabbed the win there. And finally, the big money race of the night in Maryville, Tennessee, the Mountain Moonshine Classic for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, $50,000 to win, and Brandon Overton got the win. Not Ricky Thornton Jr. and not Jonathan Davenport, surprisingly enough. And that is everything for the week.
I want a little Mountain Moonshine. That would be tasty about now. I got the yeah, that's the adult Mountain Dew. Results for the pavement last Sunday afternoon at Slinger. Ryan Gutnick was the winner on the track for the late models, but he got DQ'd for being a little too light, so that handed the win over to Evan Hassler. So congrats to him. Wednesday night up at Berlin Speedway in Michigan, Money in the Bank, 150. Bubba Pollard was your winner. And then Bubba raced again later this weekend. More on that in a bit. Thursday night up at Kaukauna, Wisconsin International Raceway, the late model winner was Alex Stumpf. And super late model winner in the Chase Motorsports 40 was Ty Majeski. State Park Speedways, what?
Stop me if you've heard this before.
I know.
That was the red race. That was the red race.
Yeah, it was the red race for the red, white, and blue. Majeski intends to run the 3 races. He's never been able to do all 3 before. So he's hoping to do it now. State Park Speedway also ran on Thursday night. Travis Bohm was a winner. And by the way, the Chase Motorsports car is a Toby car. And so was Travis Bohm up at State Park Speedway. Sorry. Madison Speedway, ASA Stars Tour. Winner in fast time there, Ty Majeski.
What a drama.
I know it. He's stinking everywhere he goes, stinking it up. Bubba Pollard did not have a very well-handling car. Lap 52, he pulled off and has packed up and is gone home. He's not here at the Milwaukee Mile today either. Winner in fast time for the Madison Late Models Friday night was Zach Riddle. It's also another Toby car. Golden Sands Speedway ran late models Brady Bill. Grundy County Speedway super late model winner was Blake Brown. Norway Speedway, the late models ran. Brazen Bennett was your winner up there. He also had the fast time as well.
Racing in Milwaukee today in a truck.
Yes.
Great
ARCA
news.
Menard Series. Go ahead.
What? No, that's all. I just wanted to throw that in. He is racing at Milwaukee today.
Yes. ARCA Menard Series, as you already touched on at Iowa Speedway, Connor Zilch was the winner there. And then last night, Dominion Speedway in Virginia, the late model stock car winner was Brendan Butterbean Queen. He also had the fast time there. Jefferson Speedway ran. Late models Carson Phillips was your winner. And Dells Raceway Park ran last night. The late models winner was Randy Sargent. The super lates had double features. Winner number 1 was Paul Payne, and number 2, Derek Gress. We are set to roll here at Milwaukee today for the ASA Stars Tour and a whole docket of other series as well. They did actually announce, I loved it because Toby kind of came toddling in here with Jim Trado following him, and I know he did that on purpose so we'd know they're going to be scrapping qualifying for the ASA Stars Tour, which means they'll be lining up by owners' points. I was a little delighted to watch Toby pretend to be very upset about that to Jim Trado.
Yeah. He had a smirk on his face, too, and I was like, you could tell that smirk on his face was, now we actually got a little bit of a challenge today.
Where does he start? 8th?
Well, and part of that's because he ran the first race of the season out at in Florida. Was it New Smyrna? So
Yes,
he ran
New
that
Smyrna.
race, so he garnered some points there, and then, of course, he won as well here at Madison. So he's got some points in the bank already for the series, so just not enough to be up front.
Couple things. I was going to talk about Ty's unbelievable season, but we'll save it. Hang in there.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
It's a Father's Day weekend doubleheader of ASA Stars National Tour Racing. Friday night and Sunday afternoon, June 14th and 16th. Friday night, June 14th, Stars of ASA return to Madison International Speedway for a great start to the weekend. Then on Sunday afternoon, June 16th, MS Super Late Model drivers roar into the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park for the Father's Day 100. Tickets and more info at StarsNationalTour.com. Take Dad to the races. Friday, June 14th in Madison and Sunday, June 16th at the Milwaukee Mile.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Summerfest 2024. 9 days of live music featuring over 600 artists. Get the latest lineups, food and beverage experiences, and more at summerfest.com.
Yeah, I was just going to mention briefly the season that Ty Majeski is having is kind of unparalleled. He is 6 for 6 in Wisconsin. He has won twice now at Madison. He has shown up the last 2 Thursdays at WIR and Kaukauna and won both of those. Plus, he won the opener at Slinger. Plus, he won at Jefferson this year. And he's just dominant. I mean, it's been absolutely amazing to see the job that he has done. So we'll keep an eye on. And let's make him the favorite today. What do you think? Tonight at Slinger Speedway, it's the PMF Landscape Night. Froggy's big night up at Slinger. Be giving rides during, in fact, I think before and just before, okay, with the bus that he has, the PMF bus. And if you've never been around Slinger Speedway and you want to go around that place, it's fun to do. Get there a little early so you can jump in the PMF bus and Froggy take you for a ride. Plus, it's Scout Night tonight. All uniformed scouts and their leaders are admitted free of charge. The super late models are there tonight. Luke Fenhouse is coming back to Slinger Speedway tonight. Hasn't been there for a little bit. And Rich Bickle was scheduled to come out and race tonight. Now, I say scheduled. He's had a hauler problem. I think he's on the side of the road somewhere laying under the bus. I'm not sure about that, but he's still going to apparently try and make it, but he's had some kind of a hauler problem, so Bickle is scheduled to be there tonight. But also, I wanted to throw in a personal note. Evan Hassler's win last week at Slinger. That was his first time in a late model at Slinger Speedway. How about that? Whether or not another car was DQ'd or not, he started at the back and ended up second and did a hell of a job. So congratulations to Evan. He seems like those Hassler boys are pretty good drivers, and I think they'll be around for some time. Have you guys noticed how frustrated that Kyle Busch has been lately? He got into that Childress car last year and said, we're going to turn this program around. And he won a couple of races and he made the playoffs and everything was looking up over there. And this year it just fell right back into where Childress was before Rowdy got there. And if you think he's not frustrated, you haven't been paying attention. Lee Spencer even asked Rowdy about his contract. It turns out it's 2 years with an option year. So he's not a candidate apparently to be going back. That was the hot word, that he could be going back over to Joe Gibbs Racing. Can you imagine that?
No, because that's like going back to your ex that was an asshole to you. Sorry, I said that on the radio, but that's what it is.
Yeah, well, remember that Gibbs did offer Rowdy a ride without a sponsor, and Rowdy elected to leave on his own. So he did have an offer on the table. Yes, it would have been for significantly less money than what he was making. That's the way of the new contracts nowadays. But this would have been a way for them to bring that 18 back, bring Kyle back, and but they still wouldn't have a sponsor. That's the whole thing. I don't know that Bass Pro Shops would have been the sponsor for Kyle Busch. Do you think?
No, but I also find it really hard that they can't find a sponsor for him because he is a proven entity. And even if he's not winning, he's still garnering attention.
Attention to the sponsor. Yes. Good, bad, or indifferent. Also, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Denny Hamlin offered one of his 2311 cars to Truex for the Daytona 500 this year. So look for Truex to he announce his retirement, and I'm sure there's going to be a big send-off for him at the end of the year, but he'll be back. He's going to at least race at Daytona, I believe. So
that's the in thing, to retire and then come unretired. That's I think Rich Bickle started that trend. No, wait, maybe it was Brett Favre.
Brett Favre. Everybody's a Favre wannabe. Don't you guys think that after the dust settles at Stewart-Haas, that the biggest prize that's out there waiting to sign with another team might just be Rodney Childers, the crew chief from the 4 car? He's had spectacular, but not so much lately.
You know what, though? You got to have the whole package. You got to have a driver that you have good communication with. You got to have a team that's real solid as well, too. And I think that this is not a true look at what Childers is capable of, because there's a lot of things in flux at Stewart-Haas, and it's hard to get everybody on the same page when there's uncertainty on the horizon.
There you go. All right, we'll do our picks quickly. I'm going to take William Byron today at Iowa. Okay, Dan.
All right, the consensus is Denny Hamlin, but I'm going to let that one go. I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski. It's going to be a tire management type day.
All right.
Don't sleep on Chase Briscoe, though.
I know. I thought that, too. Brian?
I'm going to go with Joey Logano, because if you think about it, Joey Logano always wins at brand new tracks. He's done it for years and years and years. So if he's going to break his slump, today's he's going to do it.
All right. PJ?
I was going to go with Keselowski, but instead I'll jump a little higher up, and I'll take Ryan Blaney.
Aha. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And remember, real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our engineer is Matt Losey. For all of us, we appreciate you tuning in today. See you at Slinger tonight.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.